Disclaimer, that is not the purpose of this. No, this series is not to deter anyone who... You see this? Hey, hello. Have to have some form of money. Cannot do this anymore. Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. You're now a honeybee, period. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is something a bit new. This is my baby. This is a series called Speaking My Truth.
Hot gal, sweet like a honey.
Now, before I begin, I just want to introduce myself or reintroduce myself for those who don't really know me. Alright, so firstly, my name is Jornesia Fairbairn. And the reason why I gave my full name is because of the topic that we're going to be speaking about in this first episode. A little bit about me. I am 21 years old. I am from the picturesque country of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, made up of 32 islands and cays. I am from the lovely, lush community of Lomans Leeward. I am currently residing in Antigua, in the Potters area. If you pass by, in short, so take a bite. If you know, you know. I am an Aries. All that information can be found down below. Yes, I am top chef, extra honey, Nisia Moses, anything that you guys would know me as. I am her, and I am very excited to be doing this, as a lot of my friends and associates and family members have been pushing me to do this speak out. So that's majority of it about me. I'm a content creator, not full-time, part-time. I love to go to the beach, although I can't swim. But before the year's out, I'll definitely be able to swim.
Right, Louise? Right. That is it.
By God's grace. I said that last year, and we're here again in 2024, not being able to swim. Like, be so for real. Hello? So as you see, I'm using my phone for the mic to block out majority of the background noise, because of course we're living in the Caribbean and it's pretty noisy. I do not have an enclosed space, and if I do have an enclosed space, I will be boiling because I do not have air condition. I decided to do this series, Speaking My Truth, because a lot of persons wanted me to speak on my Miss SVG experience, which I don't really speak about because there's a lot of things that goes on behind closed doors that most people don't know about. So that is why this series came about, or where it came from. I also want to invite guests, so it might turn into an actual podcast in the future with the whole setup and everything. So yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get that done. This series is going to be mainly for Miss SVG. However, in the near future, we would be delving into other topics, you know, whether it be things that happened in my life, or we call on a friend that has an experience where they would like to share publicly but don't know how to, you know, those kind of things that I want to have on this series. And as I said, this is my baby. I am very proud, and I hope it goes well. Don't mind the dog barking. I hope it really goes well, because I want this to reach persons. No, this series is not to deter anyone who wants to enter in the Miss SVG pageant. Disclaimer, that is not the purpose of this. This is solely for persons to be prepared for what is to come, because a lot of persons on the outside, when it's pageant time and so on, it's like they want us to be this perfect person, wear the most designer clothes, this, that, and Ray, and they don't know the reality of the Miss SVG pageant, or what goes into the Miss SVG pageant, or the girls itself. Because of recent, I saw a few comments on Facebook stating that the contestants are looking shabby and this and that and Ray. And really and truly, they don't know that about the money situation, baby. Like, anyways, let's get into it. As I said, I introduced myself and also why I started this series. And if you guys want to send me anything so that I could actually start my podcast, you guys can check the link below in my registry. So get me my camera, anything is down in my description box. And if you want to support your girl and help her get a little moolah, all you can do is just buy something from my Amazon storefront. So one of the main questions, or what I would start off with, is stating why I wanted to enter the Miss SVG pageant. Now, I always aspired to be a Miss SVG girl, and the reason for that is that I grew up in the not model industry, but my family members always pushed me into this hotty girl thing, despite I grew rough. You know, at an early stage I used to model, put on wigs and put on my heels and everything like that. If you know me, then you know, right? I eventually grew out of it and was a tomboy. Wink wink.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
However, I still had a passion for it because my mom and I used to sit and watch Caribbean Top Models, and you know, I just wanted to be on that stage. So I started out at the Miss Independence 2020, although I was robbed, like literally robbed, because how is it that someone with a dress completely off the criteria is able to top me, who has all the colors and everything within the criteria, but I do not place within that category? Make it make sense. I knew that I carried my dress well for that Miss Independence pageant, right? I won best interview, so how is it that I didn't place at all? That is for a different time. We're on the Miss SVG. I knew that my next step was the Miss SVG, and I could have went in for the 2022 year. However, I wasn't ready, and what they were asking for at the time, I wasn't going to do it, or I wasn't ready to do it. So I was like, nah, they could catch me next year. So said, so done. And it all started when I sent in that application and I got accepted to come and do the interview. Now, I saw a few familiar faces, you know, it made me a little bit more at ease. Yeah, so I aspired to be a Miss SVG pageant girl, or a pageant girl. So that is the reason why I joined. It was always a dream of mine, to be very honest. And you know, most people always say, oh, it's a dream of theirs to join the Miss SVG, and it wasn't necessarily about the university scholarship. That was not necessarily my goal of the show, really and truly. I just wanted to conquer my dream, oh, and also conquer my fear of stage fright, because the Miss Independent show did not do me justice for that. What I expected when I joined the Miss SVG pageant. Now, for me, I expected, you know, this is a very tricky question, because I expected a well-organized group. I expected us to be training hard with the committee, and you know, I expected them to provide us with like persons to do XYZ. I really and truly looked in at it as though, you know, everything was organized from top to bottom, that we would have just been handed a paper and said that you'll be working with this and that. That was my take on it, looking in, and what I expected. But that was not it at all. You have to find your own. You might be provided with a chaperone if you don't have a chaperone proposed already. You have to find your own team and all of that stuff, like family. If you don't know nobody, in shit. Trust me, you in poo poo. If you don't know anybody, like, huh? And and if you're not a favorite, you're in some serious heat. And if you don't have a good sponsor who is willing to help you find people or can suggest people to you, you're in for it. What I expected was organization, you know, smooth sailing. You know, you would have your ups and downs with how you want your dress to be designed, this, that, re, and tay, you know. But I honestly expected so much that threw me off tremendously. But thankfully that I have a supportive team and a strong support system within my family members and friends. Like, so many times I was like, bro, I just want to quit. I want to just quit. I cannot do this anymore. Like, you guys know who I am and how I operate, and they're driving me up a wall, baby. Like, I cannot do it anymore. If I do this anymore, I'm gonna curse these people. But like, no, you don't answer. You know, you got this. I'm rooting for you, Ray and Ted. You know who you guys are. You know who you guys are. Okay, the next question, because I asked you guys to let me know what's up, and then after I'll really dive into what exactly I want this next episode to be, right? So the next question was, what was it like when I was chosen and the process after the interview? Okay, so when I signed up, I was pretty nervous and anxious that they won't pick me. I don't know why. I just feel like they won't pick me. They would look back at my independent show and they would like say, no, she ain't ready yet, you know. But then I went. 2 days after I was accepted, I was like, oh my god, guys. I was like telling my family, friends, I'm like, oh my god, guys, but you can't tell anybody because they said don't tell anybody, and this and that way. And then I got the date for the interview on time. I went there like 15 minutes before or 20 minutes before, and I had to wait. So it's not really a case where, you know, you would be on time or whatever, but you would have to wait at least 30 minutes. I don't know if the procedure has changed or whatever, but when I went to Maurice, and you know, I had to wait a good time before my name was called. So I went, you know, I told them why I wanted to join. They asked me if I had any talent. Me with my bird self, no, I had no talent like that, you know. I can't tell people that how me could sing. And you know, I actually sang on the night of Miss SVG. I can sing, but to sing in front of a crowd, baby, that was yeah. But I did it, and I did a wonderful job, although I thought I was screaming at the top of my lungs in Victoria Park. Oh my god, I'm doing this. I'm telling you guys this, like, I don't share this. I keep all this bottled up inside. But anyways, I actually sang at my interview. You know, I did a skit also, because initially I wanted to do a skit for my talent. I actually did both. If you watch, I'll try my best to locate a clipping and post it here so you guys can see.
Good day, is this Diana Fairbairn?
Yes, this is Diana speaking.
Hi Diana, I'm pleased to let you know that your application for the position of senior manager has been successful.
Me and my whole team up. You know what? Let me come call my bestie Wetsy Patsy.
And me? So how she get this? Can't stand that girl there. Oh, girl, me so happy for you. Me no, but that's a application get in now. But what me go do?
Girl, me so sad.
Think you gotta work here today. Tell her what.
Come, Patsy. Hold this.
Thank you.
No problem.
Give me 5 minutes and I will be back.
Aaron is a worst enemy. To report, you need to be mindful of your friends, your fake friends. Granny say I must always watch my friends. Some friends today could bring you to your end. As soon as you climb in the ladder, they try pulling you.
Yeah, so I acted and for them. So those are my 2 things that I did for them. They asked me if I modeled before, was in a pageant before, and all those things that, you know, pertaining to the pageant, and also what I would do if I won the Miss SVG pageant. You know, what would I do as a brand ambassador, because automatically you become a brand ambassador when you have the title Miss SVG. Duh. Right, so I was pretty excited, astonished really, especially after I got the email to say I was chosen to go on. So first thing, you have to apply. They tell you, okay, you're good to go, come for the interview. So the interview is the 2nd stage. Then the 3rd stage, after the interview, once everything goes well for you, they call you back. I don't know if they send you an email if you don't get picked, because obviously I was picked. So 3rd thing after that, they tell you you were shortlisted, and you know how much ever weeks they're planning to have training with you to see your progress, and if you will be able to make it to the 8 or 9 contestants, 8, 9, 7 contestants. Why that song so contestants? Contestants. They will then tell you if you have been shortlisted and you have been chosen to basically go into, what's the word, a process where you know if you make it onto show night, because they do train you. All right, so you'll get like public speaking training, interview training, walk model training, right? So you have to be on time, all those stuff they evaluate to ensure that you are ready for a show night and you are eligible to be a Miss SVG contestant or to promote St. Vincent, you know. So that's stage 3. So application, interview, shortlisted. So you go through how much ever weeks. If it's 6 weeks, it can be more than that. Being realistic, it can be more than that, because come on, it's Vincentian. It's Vincentian. You gotta pray for the best, but hope for the worst. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Yeah, so the thing, right? Yeah. So that's that. And then after that, you then go into stage 4, which is you knowing if you're eligible to go on to being a part of the 9, 7 or 8 contestants that would be hitting the big stage in Victoria Park on, I don't know if they'll push it back to Carnival or October Independence time. So that's that. I'm gonna touch base on a few other topics that you guys asked about, and then depending on you guys' feedback, then we will jump into the rest of it and my time during Miss SVG, because I don't want to make this video too long. You know, I just want to introduce, give you guys a bit of, you know, feedback on the starting, and then we'll really and truly dive into the meat of the matter in episode 2. So my aim is to make 3 episodes, and that's it. If you have reached this far, hoping that I make sense and I post this video, if you have reached this far and you haven't hit that like button or commented something positive, because if you comment anything negative, I'll delete it. Joking. You're free to say whatever you want on this platform. We take constructive criticism over here. We take constructive criticism over here. No wrong or right answers. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, baby, what are you doing? What are you doing? So one thing that is misleading to not only one thing that was or is misleading to the Vincentian public and myself was the money. Now, the money that they provide, it is not to say help you, you know, look good leading up to the show. The money they provide to you is mainly to assist you for show night. And when let me sit down properly. Matter of fact, let me drink some water for this part, because this part is tea, baby. Tea, I tell you. Hold on. Yes. No, this is a serious matter that I think needs to be addressed. No, you absolutely have to have some form of money when going into Miss SVG pageant. No, do not take my words lightly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Matter of fact, from my belly, because I love my belly. You understand me? You need to have money when going into Miss SVG. And the reason why I say this, it's because the money that they provide you with, it doesn't matter how much money they provide you with, unless you have a sponsor that would be willing to provide you with more money to ensure that you look good, your face is well done, your hair is well done, your nails are well done, you're always well attired when going to events and anywhere, to uphold a certain stature or status in society as a Miss SVG contestant. You need to have your moolah piled up, because I'll say 75% of your money goes into your evening wear. Your evening gown takes up majority of the money. So for instance, if they give you $1,000, and that is just me being unrealistic right now, if they give you $1,000, $500 is for your dress. You're left with $500. Mind you, money will be taken out for other expenditures that your committee may need, right? So that may leave you with at least $300. Now with that $300, you need to find shoes, accessories, hair, makeup may be done, you know, for you in the back for show night, right? However, you need cultural wear. That, no, we're speaking $300, right? You need your cultural wear, which maybe, you know, we're not calling any price right now. We're not diving into those things right now, but just giving you an example, right? So you need to get your toes done, your nails done, your hair done, which, considering you're putting in a little wig or whatever for the night, right? And then you also need to have props for your talent, clothes for your talent. Now, how in God's earth is that money going to be enough? We're talking $300 to prepare you if your dress is $500, and the committee takes out money for your swimwear or any other thing that they would need money for. Ding 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 ding. So you need to have your own money, or you need a good, great sponsor who will be willing to provide you with extra cash to be fabulous on show night. And I thank you. To those in the back who always really need to come at the Miss SVG girls and say, oh, they just in this, or in our year they came for us and said we were adding sheen stuff and da 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 da. Or at least we look good in those sheen stuff, because dresses are not cheap, our culture wear are not cheap. Everything else that we need to have, especially if you want to be a little extra, like extra honey. I was not extra at that time but you get what I mean. You need to have money, and most times that is what we as Vincentian are misled by, and that is what we as Vincentians don't realize, that most of these girls may come from a poor background where they want to go in this show to get the scholarship to go and study, because their parents may not be able to afford, and they're not able to, you know, dress how we want them, or they should dress as a Miss SVG girl. No, back in the days, you know, designers were probably starting up and wanted you to wear their clothes, you know, so it was a bit more cheaper at that time, so that you could style yourself anyhow you feel like back then. But now, you know, it's not easy, because I'm gonna tell you guys, for me personally, I paid at least $120 for an outfit, or $180 for an outfit that I wore to events. It's not cheap, like it's literally not cheap, yeah. So be mindful of what you say. I really hope this is very educational to those looking on, and it will change your mindset towards those in the Miss SVG pageant, because it's really not easy mentally, physically, and emotionally, and it's a lot of sleepless nights and days when you don't know what to do or how to cope. And with them adding the community service project, it's a great initiative, mind you. I enjoyed my community service project so much, but the criteria, it has some unrealistic. Okay, let's not delve in there. We're not diving into that yet. With the added community service project, it adds more pressure to us, because especially leading down to the community service project times, we have to be training, whether it be in a gym, modeling, model training, public speaking training, which is not on the committee's end but on our end. We don't have the time, so you know, and especially if you don't have a good team, because sometimes when I tell you, listen to me, yeah, when I tell you you're going to this Miss SVG show, or you tell people that you're going in and they're like, yeah, I'll help you and this and that and way and say, one thing that I would advise to you is that once you have friends out there, do not choose your friend. Choose persons that you do not know, because your friend will turn around and bite you in your back. Not stab, but bite you in your back. All right, it's better to utilize someone that you do not know. Not all the time, but majority of the time, especially for a show like this, it's better to use persons you're not familiar with than to get help from persons and put them on your team that you know prior, and when it's time for you to depend on them, they're nowhere to be found. All right, not saying that was my case, but I've seen this happen over and over, especially in my year and also this year, because when I tell you I was really into this year because of my girl Zayla, big up my queen. Yeah, that crown is also mine. As my baby girl rightfully said, that crown is also mine, so don't play with it. I actually have one question that I would like to answer before I wrap this up. You know, someone asked me something and I would love to answer the question before I move on. 2 questions that I would love to answer in this episode. There's a question in this that I would not answer in this episode for multiple reasons, because I really and truly want to dive in, and I think that I would like to bring on my acting chaperone for this, you know, what is on a call or something, right? So it says, do you still have a friendship with all the girls? Okay, so answer this question, I think that most of us are still friends. So one person that I can say I have as a sister right now is Trina. That's my girl. Pick up my girl. Period. That is my for life. And I knew nothing of Trina before this pageant. I knew nothing of Trina before this pageant. Somehow along the line we just grew close. Yeah, but yes, we are still friends. Well, on my end, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm still friends with all of them. Naya, Tara, as you guys see in this video up here, which is the ghost trip that we took, Letitia wasn't able to come because she had to work. Arena, I don't know, I think she had something to go to, I don't know, but we are still friends from my end. I don't carry any bad blood for anybody or anything of that sort. We're all still good, period. I hate holding up this mic in my hand, so if you guys wanna, like, you know, man, let me let it clip on something, just hit the link down below. Yes, so we are all still friends. We might not be the sisterhood that we claim that we had. Yeah, I don't know who said that. We actually had a sisterhood though, don't bother me now. We actually had a sisterhood until, you know, what happened, what transpired. And I actually thought it was handled, you know. I actually thought it was handled. Like, bro, what? I actually thought this was handled earlier in the day. And then I went into a seminar and I came out to my phone blowing up. I'm like, what is going on? How did this escalate so quickly? Because I'm like, baby, what? How did this get here so quick? What did I miss? What did I do? And people messaging me like, okay, nah. And I'm there. I don't even know what is going on. I'm just as surprised and I was speechless, like literally speechless, because I'm like, huh. Anyways, that is long gone. We're not going to dive into that anymore. That is long gone. Moving on to the next question, which says, what are some rules and guidelines you had to follow Okay, this is a really good question. So obviously, what I would say though, we're still on this regarding the application. You can't be married, you can't have kids, can be divorced obviously, and you can't be over the age of 26 and below 16, I think. Yes, those are the 3 things. Some rules that we had to follow. Bro, we literally I'm gonna tell you, all 9 girls, we literally broke every single rule you can think of. We were the unruly clique of the century, I think. But some rules that we had to follow, don't post anything secular on the internet, be respectable, baby rules like that. Don't engage in anything political, don't have any affiliation with any political parties at the time. Guidelines, really and truly, speaking from like being realistic, I don't know, because we didn't follow rules. We didn't. I'm being so honest, being so honest. There were rules, but I can't remember them off the top of my head, really and truly, and I don't think we followed the rules, because we actually followed rules, right? So you had to make sure you have your sash at every event, although I forgot mine a couple times. Be respectable when outside, be mannerly. Those are like some guidelines that you should know, basically, to follow when going into such a pristine or prestigious show like that. Pristine pageant like that. So something I was gonna say, oh yeah, see, there is this thing that they have favoritism, and I would say that they have favoritism because when the girls would be on time and go out of their way to attend, when they know they have either gym sessions to attend, interview training, which is personal interview training, and so on, to go to, they leave and come to the committee's training, when others are obliged and not said or done anything to. That is why I think we retaliated and we never really followed rules like that. And one of the guidelines that you have to follow is that you would have to take down nude photos. When I say nude, like bikini and whatever, which it doesn't make sense to me, because we're gonna be in a similar way on the night of the show. Like, hello, what world are we living into? Things with probably your boyfriend, and you kiss and you're doing all that, when in reality I think that it makes you fake who you are. Because why would I, just because I enter into this pageant, I take down all of my bikini photos or things that I do in my personal life at the time? So say what, really and truly? Like, why would I do that? Automatically, they say to be yourself, but you telling me to take down myself, that does not make me myself. Like, how is that making me myself? And then all I have to post now is like clothed, you may take a little one sexy picture here, but you can't post so much, be too revealing. Hello, I had to take down pictures where my belly ring was showing and all those crazy stuff. Like, there's some crazy guidelines that you have to follow. And now that I'm thinking back, because most times I like to chat, but most times I was very quiet because You see this? Hey, hello. You see this? It has no breaks whatsoever when it's ready. Yes, you know, be on time, you know, be at this event. Mind you, I sat out some events because I was like, this makes no sense. This is not worth my time. I'm sick. I can't come. I was not sick, but I didn't want to go. I didn't have anything to wear. I had things to wear. I always have things to wear, but I was not gonna go. It was not worth my time. Why do I want to be there? Like, hello. Why did I have no chaperone? Right, stay tuned to episode 2 to know why I had no chaperone and why things went downhill for me in the pageant, and why I said I was the underdog in this pageant, and also why I, Jornesia Fairbairn, Miss SVG, was basically doing things on her own. See you guys on episode 2 of Speaking My Truth. I hope this cleared up some of y'all misconception of the Miss SVG pageant. I hope to have your feedback down in the comment section. I really do appreciate the love. I appreciate the hate and everything that is to come. And as I said in the beginning, this is not to deter anyone from going into the Miss SVG pageant. If that is your dream, go ahead and chase your dream. I am here for it. I'm here to help if you need anything. Just be prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally, and also financially, because this would definitely affect you. Yes, I advise anyone that wants to enter Miss SVG to go into Miss SVG, whether it be you want to get over stage fright like I did, whether it be you want to learn to be a decent role model in society, because it do help with that. It helps with time management, you know, it helps with your attitude. Some people, if you want to, that is. If you don't want to, you would not change your attitude. I'm telling you, baby. It will change your demeanor, the way in which you carry yourself. Not me, because I don't give a shit. It will change the way you carry yourself. It will leave you broke if you don't have any money to begin with. So, as I say, thank you for tuning in. I hope I made sense. If I didn't make sense, you guys will not be seeing this video. So, without further ado, thank you guys so much for coming to Speaking My Truth with yours truly, Xtra, Honey, Love, and Love Alone. See you guys on the next episode. Bye.
I'm me that, you're crazy.